Quadwitch sparked a chaotic and volatile day. Quadwitch is quadruple witching, which refers to when derivatives of stock index futures, stock index options, stock options, and single stock futures expire simultaneously. And that was Friday, where the Dow and the S&P 500 ended red after an ugly close. The small caps won best in show as the market was dealt with the biggest non-January options expiration ever. And notably, the VIX ended the week lower despite all of the chaos. Perhaps even more notable is that the decades-long bull market in bonds may have just ended. Bloomberg reports that the Bloomberg Barclays U.S. Long Treasury Total Yield Index, which tracks bonds maturing in 10 years or longer, has plunged 22% since its peak in March of 2020, putting it in bear market territory. And I've been looking for a short-term rest soon of the bond boom, but bonds are moving very, very strongly, and a rest may not happen. And if the yields keep climbing, more pain is on the way. Finally, we note that we have just witnessed the greatest 12-month rally in the S&P 500 since the 1930s, and no, I was not around then. But keep this in mind. All it took was $13 trillion in global liquidity injections. Well, that's not much. So, let's take a look at the charts. Let's start here with the 6-month daily chart on the Cboe 10-year Treasury Yield Index. And as you can see in the upper left here, the symbol is $TNX, and I'm using stockcharts.com. Now, looking back here at the price chart, you can see this very nice stair-step move on the way up. Step up, step up, step up. And we've gone up, and I'm looking for a step, at least some sort of rest, before it moves another leg up. And you see down here in the MAC, this is why I'm looking for a rest, is that the fast line seems to be weakening, getting closer to that slow line. You can see here it came down but got reflected up once and reflected up twice. So I think it is weakening, and I'm looking for that fast line to come through and on down that slow line, which would mean perhaps maybe a bigger step than normal. Now, in the upper portion, we have the RSI, and you can see the peak here, this lower peak here, and this peak here. So there's a very gently trending downward move in the RSI, but it doesn't seem to be getting the attention of the price chart. It's just moving on up. Now, keep in mind, there's a lot of manipulation in the yield rates. So no matter what these oscillators show, the price chart is probably the most important. And the bond market is huge in comparison to the stock market. And there definitely is a struggle going on here lately. So let's now go take a look at the stock market and see what that shows. And now we're looking at the 6-month daily chart on the spiders, the SPY, and the close on Friday was 389.48. So the struggle between the bonds and the stocks. And as you can see, that we've had a pretty good March on the way up with regard to the stock market, and the bond market's been marching on its way up too. But sooner or later, the yields on the bond market will compete with the yields in the stock market, and that's basically what's going on right now. And also equally important is that with higher yields, that makes business, particularly for the high-tech stocks as well as the small-cap stocks, more difficult. And that's why high-tech is having troubles. Small caps don't seem to be having as hard of a time, but they will, believe me. Now, moving here down to there in late September, you can see the channel line moving up like that, and then the top channel line moving up through like that. Not a very straight line, but you get the idea. Now, we didn't make it all the way up here, but again, my line's not perfect, and neither is the chart. But we seem to have reflected off of that and back down here, so we'll see if we get a reflection off of the bottom line, or if we go through even if we go through, say, this amount or even this amount, I think that the channel is still intact. So that's what we'll be looking for, is some sort of move near the bottom of that trend line and get reflected back on up, and we're still in an upward melt up. Moving here into volume looks fine. Now into the MAC. What do you see? What I see is a downward trending move in the MAC. So we have a divergence going on with the MAC, and that's another yellow flag, if not a red flag. So keep that in mind. I'd like to see the fast line come on down here and then get reflected back on up, and the game would continue. Here in the histogram, we don't have the moves that are very significant on the positive or the negative side. So for the most part, we are trending sideways, and that's good news. Hopefully we continue to trend sideways, and that is also shown there in the price rate of change as well as the RSI. Moving all the way through here between these lines, and as long as it can stay within the confines of that channel, then the stock market will continue to move up. Here, the stochastics definitely see that we're perhaps heading on our way down, and you can see that in the price chart we already looked at, and the same thing with the Williams. Back on up here to the price chart, and you see that's the game. Stay within this channel, and all is good. All is awesome. So, for today, that's ChewDog Charts. Thank you.